Hello, my lovely audience. You all are welcome to this lovely channel where we discuss about astrology, palmistry, spirituality. And I'm your friend, astrologer, spiritual healer, Shivam. So today, my lovely audience, we are going to discuss about the full moon which is happening today, this night, into the sign of Libra. Now, this full moon which has come into the sign of Libra. Hello, my lovely people. This full moon which has come into the sign of Libra and the Nakshatra of Chitra. Now, this full moon in Libra is all about maintaining your balance, is all about pursuing your clarity in life, right? And the Nakshatra of Chitra directly relates to creativity. It relates to the god Twashar, which is directly related to the celestial architect. Be the architect of your own destiny. And Nakshatra of Chitra is a very cutthroat Nakshatra. So you may feel angry, agitated, you may feel emotionally confused in this time period. But this also means that this is an opportunity to experience new kind of clarity in your life, new kind of things in your life, right? And this is also the time to heal your relationship, to understand the symbiotic relationship, right? Supporting each other, and also to heal your marriage or relationship, right? And make sure, since the nakshatra of Chitra is more related to artistic skills, is more related to sculpting your life, is more related to your growth, opportunity to shine bright in the toughest of the situations. So this is a time when you have to stay strong, when you have to pose a very positive attitude of yourself, and also focus more on your inner clarity, right? Since this moon is aspected by a very strong south node Ketu, so Ketu directly relates to the memories of the past. So this can be a time when the memories of your past can resurface. This can be a time when you may feel very disconnected from the things around you, right? And you may feel very, confused in 2, 3 things in this time period, because your planet of your soul, that is the sun, is sitting in conjunction with Rahu, right? So Rahu is looking up to the sun, and sun is in the healing, although it is exalted, but it is at a Gandanta position because it is transiting from the water sign to the fire sign. So experiencing all the different kind of confusions, and also experiencing a new kind of healing in this time period, right? So this is a time when you have to pose your confidence, right? This is a time when you may feel emotionally blocked, right? But you have to possess yourself in such a way that you can overcome everything in life, right? Since the moon is stuck with Ketu, Rahu is stuck with, sun is stuck with Rahu. So the soul and the mind is experiencing confusion, right? But the strength of both these planets are more than these malefic ones, because this Rahu and Ketu are looking up to, through retrogression, are looking up to both these planets for clarity in life. So this is a time when you have to focus more on clearing up your thought structure. This is more of a time when you have to focus more on arranging your things in order, and this is more of a time to let it go. Since the Libra is a sign of communication, balance and relationship, directly ruling the 7th house. So this brings your focus back to your relationship, experiencing or re-experiencing your mutual trust with your partner in this time period, and also asking for, praying for spiritual clarity in this time period, that where my life is heading, and I need all that kind of clarity in my life in this time period, right? And create your own destiny in this time period. Since this moon reading, since this moon reading means differently for each one of us, starting from the fire signs to the earth sign, air sign, and water sign, it means differently for everyone, right? So this is a very general understanding of the things, and pray for, you know, spiritual clarity, pray for emotional clarity in this time period, and that is for everyone. Hello, my soul family. Hello, everyone. Right? And since the sun is in the Ashwini Nakshatra, Ashwini means going through the healing, renewal of the soul. Ashwini means initiating new things, right? But Rahu is looking up to it. You have to plan it well, right? And Mercury is sitting along. You have to contemplate the things, right? It's not that you have to jump onto the things, right? And also, since the moon is with Ketu, it strengthens up your moon too much, right? It makes your moon more and more strong. And the influence of moon also creates a sense of moodiness in people, right? So you may have mood swings in this time. So it's also a time when you have to ground yourself. It is also a time when you have to throw away your gadgets, or all the energy draining things, and focus more on aligning your mind, right, and creating your destiny in this time period. And now, starting from each one of the signs, right, from the sign of Aries to the sign of Pisces, from the fire sign to the water signs, we'll be starting with the readings, right? And this full moon is definitely a very emotionally overwhelming experience. So you will experience your different side. You will also experience your very unconventional side in this time, right? And this can be quite a journey for your soul, for your mind. This whole moon cycle till the new moon, because during the new moon we are going to experience a eclipse, right? So this can be a very transformative journey, right? It's the way that you look at it. So let's start with the fire sign people. Now, what are the fire sign? The sign of Aries, right? The warrior. The sign of Leo, right? The most honest, strong kind of a sign. The sign of Sagittarius, the protector of dharma, that is the ethics, morals, and religion. Right? So for all these three signs, this is a time when you have to pray for your emotional clarity. This is a time when you have to focus more on resolving your relationship issues, right? This is more of a time when you have to avoid any pinching words in your communication with your partner, right? And this is a time when the moon is strongly influencing your houses of communication and relationship, right? So you may uphold certain kind of grudges, doubts, and unclear signals from your partner, right? And you may have a very strong rise in your expectations. So this is more of a time when you have to focus on the clarity part in your relationship. As for the money is concerned, money is going to strongly flow to you, right? There is no doubt about it. And especially for the sign of Aries, they are experiencing quite a confusion in their mind without any reason. And remember, here we are talking about the Vedic astrology signs, that is the moon sign and the rising sign. For that, you need to understand the basic journey. I hope I am audible to you, right? And for all these signs, right? And it is also a time when you have to focus on your strengths, when you have to focus on your right things. And it is also a time when you have to leave behind the unwanted people in your life. Whether it can also be members of your family, it can also be toxic relatives, it can also be your friends, right? Especially the which are elder to your age, right? So this is more of a time when you have to trust yourself. This is more of a time when you have to pose that, everything is all right. When you have to, give yourself that kind of confidence that I am going in the right direction. And by this, you can direct your life into the you can direct your life to the path of progress, growth, and more clarity in this time period, right? And since moon is sticking with Ketu, so your partner or people around you may behave in a very moody or a stubborn manner, right? So don't take their impression and become like that. Rather, handle them with love, care, and maturity in this time period, and this will benefit you in the long run. Trust me, this will definitely benefit you, right? So God bless you, my lovely fire sign people. And yes, for the ones working to the creative sector, like architects or designers, web designers, or into designing things, or into beautifying things, even that designing can relate to online designing clothes. You are going to have very unconventional partnerships in this time, and you are going to have very different kind of ideas in this time, and that can take you far, and that can be a stepping stone for you for your real time long growth, right? So best of luck to my lovely fire sign people. Now next we are going to talk about the earth signs. Now what are the earth signs? The sign of Taurus, the sign of Virgo, and the sign of Capricorn. For all these three signs, this is a time when you have to focus on your profession, your family, and your finances, right? And it is also a time when you have to take more care of your health and wellness. And remember, I'm talking about the Vedic Astrology moon sign and your rising sign, right? And those of you who do not know your signs, you can always book a reading with me, right? Birth chart reading with me. And for the earth signs, this is a time when you have to focus more on your words, what you speak, when you have to focus more on your positive affirmations, on your positive utterances, right? Bring your concentration on your palm, right? Keep your palm facing the sky, right? Through your meditation, and receive new opportunities, new growth, and new opportunities related to your profession in this time period. And especially for the sign of Virgo, this is a time when you have to mind your words. You do not have to be critical in this time period. Criticism can give you a lot of negativity, self-doubt, and anxiousness. And I think that you do not want all these things, right? And for Taurus, it is more about self-care, taking care of your emotional health, mental health, and also serving others around you, right? Supporting others around you, or engage yourself into, supporting your friends, family, and people around you. And especially for the earth signs, do not get into any shuffle or any kind of arguments or any kind of rough behavior at your workplace. That can be troublesome for you. Avoid all the kinds of arguments at your workplace till the next moon reading. That is the next new moon, the coming new moon on 30th of April, right? Till then, avoid any kind of, arguments or any kind of anger issues, or shuffle with your bosses in this time period. Avoid it. And for the clarity part, I do see it as a time when you will experience, because Jupiter is quite at a strength So your finances are going to grow in this time period, right? Though you may have self doubts, but your finances are gonna grow in this time period, since your planets are quite supportive to you. And since Jupiter also denotes wise men, gurus, and teachers around you, right? So use it as an opportunity of taking advice from people around you, right? Or engaging yourself into counseling business. And this is a good time for the ones working into IT field, or counselors as teachers, or into any kind of unconventional kind of teaching, explaining, or study, right? So you are gonna grow that way. And this is more of a time to focus on your family, finances, and your own health, right? So that will bring the real time change for all you lovely earth sign people. So best of luck to you. Now next we are going to talk about the most dramatic, the most communicative, and the ones who are very on spot, or very, I would say that very prompt with their replies in communication, the air sign people. Now for the air signs, now what are the air signs? The sign of Gemini, the sign of Libra denoting balance, and the sign of your Aquarius. For all these three signs, this is a time when your personality is going to activate. This is more of a time when you need to work upon yourself, right? This also means that it will also activate the moodiness in you. It will also activate the drawbacks and the lacking traits in you, and it will also activate your plus points, right? This is more of a time when you have to work upon your talents. This is more of a time when you have to burn your negative thoughts. This is more of a time when you have to experience your spiritual journey. This is more of a time when you have to let go the things which have hurt you in the matters of love, right? This is also a time when you have to reactive your romantic energy, right? You have to rechannelize it. Some of you may feel very blocked in your romantic energy in this time period, right? And the most influenced sign in this time period is definitely the sign of Libra. They have been feeling, because moon is placing in the first house, in their house, and Ketu coming along with it is giving lot of energy to this moon, is amplifying its effect. So they are becoming overly moody, right? They are experiencing resurfacing of the things of the past, right? They are not able to disconnect with the bad or unwanted memories in this time period. And the whole point of this experience, what universe wants to teach you or tell you, is that go back to the roots, right? Because Ketu is aspecting it, right? Focus on your focus on the root of the problem and release that kind of energy and feel as if you do not belong to it, right? I release all my doubts which I carry in my heart. I release all that anxiety related to my romantic life or my talents that has been keeping me back, and I'm setting myself free, right? Because this is going to be a grand opportunity for you, right? Mind you, your work is not going to suffer, your talents are going to grow, you are going to shine in this time. But the only thing is, you are going to experience all the different kind of moodiness. So what you can do is simple remedy for all those who have been experiencing it. Simple remedy, right? Listen to me carefully. Burning camphor during the night time, right? You can add some turmeric to it. Those of you who feel that their marriage or relationship is suffering, or you can simply burn the camphor during the night time and pray for the clarity in your mind, and pray for the removal of any kind of blockages that you are experiencing, right? Activate your creative ideas in this time, right? You are a powerhouse. You do not know it, all the air sign people, right? You are the powerhouse. You become what you speak, right? For you, because you are the air signs, you become what you speak. So it is important to speak positive words, right? Whether it is related to your relationship, marriage, whether related to your career, personality, or your luck in life, right? All these things. And especially for the air sign, don't carry any expectations from anyone that somebody will come and, set this in order. No, it is you who has to get into order, right? You are your own guide, teacher, and you are taking yourself on the path of enlightenment, right? And yes, you will receive one or the other kind of divine help, and especially praying to your ancestors and elders in this new moon is going to bring in more and more freedom and liberation in your life. Have a sense of faith, have a leap of faith, and walk with faith in this time period, right? So best of luck to my lovely air sign people. And yes, on the part of finances, on your growth part, you are not stopping anywhere, right? You're not going to stop. And just bring the focus back onto yourself. That is it. God bless you. Now next we are going to talk about the water sign people, the most emotional, loving, giving and forgiving kind of people. Now what are the water sign? The sign of Cancer, right? The sign in which we feel our most emotional behavior, protected, aligned within ourselves, and where we belong to, right? The family house, right? The sign of Scorpio, investigative, related to Tantra, and again a very intelligent sign, a researcher by birth. And the sign of Pisces, right? Or which relates to liberation, free mind, and inner alignment, right? For all these three water signs, this full moon is all about release, is all about releasing all the negativity, all the unwanted things, and allow all the new things to come into your life, right? And this full moon is going to be a roller coaster ride for my lovely water sign people, right? And this full moon will bring in a new version of you, right? These 14 days are going to be transformatory for you, right? And those of you who are engaged into research, those of you who are engaged into accountancy, finance, or even the technology sector, you are going to shine in this time period. And even the ones who are into the pharma sector, medicines, pharma, medical, right? You are going to experience your share of growth in this time. Even the ones into real estate sector, right? You are going to grow in this time. And it's a good time for healers, doctors, in medical profession, and all these professionals, right? But you have to stay confident. You have been filled with all the doubts, right? From past 3-4 days, you have been filling yourself with doubts, self-anxiousness, self-analysis, right? Critical analysis, speaking negatively about yourself, some of you, right? And that has been ruining all the energy, right? And some of you may feel very down with your energy, right? This with this full moon, or some of you may feel very hyperactive with your energy, right? In both the states, you have to practice being grounded. In whatever state you are, you have to be in your own control. And control doesn't mean that you have to push yourself. It just means that you have to release the things that are not required, right? Negative emotions, self-doubt, right? Speaking negative of yourself, right? And also bringing up memories of the past, right? If somebody has spoken something wrong or negative with you, don't repeat it in your head, right? Past has gone, that act has been done. And by repeating all those things in your head, you are re-experiencing that fear, anxiousness, that self-doubt, right? Which does not make sense, right? And release all those things, right? And don't mind any kind of negative words from your partner, right? Some of you may even feel like traveling, moving near a water body, or enjoying yourself. You can do that in this time period, right? And I would suggest you to strongly, put a red mat, focus, sit on it, and focus on your third eye, right? And feel your strong will and determination in this time period, right? Focusing on the third eye, and along with it, for the signs of, for the, I would say that along with it, on the third eye, especially for the sign of your Pisces, focusing on the root chakra, right? Release all that negativity, anxiousness in this journey, right? And make sure that you are aligning yourself into the right direction. And as far as your spiritual clarity is concerned, as far as your money flow is concerned, since Jupiter has been gaining a lot of strength in your trine, it has come into the sign of Pisces, so it is looking at the sign of your Cancer and the sign of Scorpio. So money, abundance and growth are going to come. There is no doubt about it. If you are looking for a relationship or permanency kind of a thing, that is going to come in this time, right? The thing is that, are you ready for all these things? Are you clear enough to handle all those things, right? The imperative question is, right? So this is more of a time when you have to release your self-doubts, when you have to release your anxiety and focus more on your inner alignment, right? For all my lovely water signs I am talking about, right? And now I'll begin with the readings of each one of the signs. And those of you who are interested to book a reading with me, you are most welcome. You can directly DM me or send me an email, right? And it's completely on the first come first serve basis, and I take at least 5-7 days to schedule your reading. So keep that in mind. So it won't be that you'll message me and I'll straight away fix your reading for the next day. No, I need time to analyze your birth chart, and also people are in the queue to get their readings done, right? So yes, so I'll simply post it, I'll pin it, right? So I won't speak it again. So yes, starting from each one of the signs. starting from the sign of Aries. So for the sign of Aries, this is a time when you have to focus more on your clarity. You have to focus more on your emotional clarity. This is also a time when you have to focus on resolving your relationship issues, because moon has come very strongly into your 7th house, right, along with Ketu, and the sun is placing along with Rahu and Mercury in the 1st house. So you may experience bit lacking in your confidence, but this is a very good combination to overcome the tough experiences of the past. This is a good combination to heal in this time and overcoming your fears in this time. And so for the ones working into medical field, it is a good time for you. And also, since Mercury, Rahu, they both are coming looking at the sun, and we are also going to have a solar eclipse on April 30th. So those of you who have this eclipse combination, that is placement of moon, Ketu, moon, Rahu, sun, right, all any of these combinations, this is going to be a very transformatory time for you, and in a positive way. You will experience truths of life in this time, right? You will hit upon your potential, right? That, I thought myself to be a sheep. I am a tiger, right? I thought myself belonging to this thing, underconfident. I am more than this, right? Yes, Guinea, we are talking according to ascendant, rising sign and moon sign. I have time and again. I have time and again explain this thing, right? It is always according to the moon sign and the rising sign. So whatever suits you the best, you can take it. And also, since the moon is placing along with Ketu, so you also have to value your relationship in this time, right? You cannot enjoy your life without your loved ones, right? Resolving your issues with them, right? So it's not about any kind of ego, but bringing in more clarity in your relationship, in your love life. And since the Jupiter is placing in the 12th house during the late night time, doing your prayers during the bedtime, some of you who have trouble related to sleep, you can do this remedy and the trouble related to your sleep will fade away. Keeping a piece of turmeric along with your bottle, or you can put a pinch of turmeric in the water during the night time, which you keep it on your bedside, right? You can drink it, right? You can drink it regularly, and your anxiety, your sleep trouble, insomnia will go away, right? So, and for the sign of Aries, I'll again say that since the Mars is a lot of strength, so this is also a time to make new connection, new friends, right? And you will receive more and more help and support from people around you, especially for the ones working into architecture, creative business, even real estate. This can be a good opportunity for you. So best of luck to my lovely Aries sign people. Now next I am going to talk about the sign of Taurus. For the Taurus rising sign, this is a time when you have to focus more on your emotional, physical and spiritual well-being, right? This is more of a time. And journey of life is all about giving, right? It's all about doing something for everyone around you, right? So you may experience mood swings in this time, right? The way your moon is placing in the 6th house, and some of you may feel as if your immunity or your body is feeling drained altogether. So simply what you can do is you can have something sweet in this time. Start your day for next 2 days. Do not skip your breakfast for next 3-4 days and consume something sweet in your breakfast, right? And that will keep your mood very, very lifted. And if you continue it for a week or so, you will definitely hear some or the other good news at your workplace, right? Maybe some kind of contract or a deal or thing that or your sales targets that have not been meeting on, you may crack it instantly, right? So try this remedy in this time. And also reconnecting with the female or elderly female like mother or any of your aunt in this time period, right? And since the moon in the 6th house also tells about your own emotional disturbances, so it may be that you may feel down in yourself, you may feel underconfident in yourself. So make sure that you are lifting your mood. Make sure that you are engaging yourself in any kind of social work which keeps you aligned with yourself. As for the opportunity related to work is concerned, numerous, I would say, opportunities are coming your way. You just have to keep yourself calm. You have to keep yourself aligned, right? And things will flow to you, right? So best of luck to my lovely Taurus sign people, because Saturn is also ruling your house of luck. So the more you do the hard work, the more you stay consistent, the better money and luck opportunity is coming to you. So best of luck, my lovely Taurus rising and moon sign people, right? So next we are going to discuss about the sign of Gemini. For the sign of Gemini, this is a time when you have to release any kind of doubts, heaviness in your heart related to your relationship, love, romance, right? This is a time when you need to activate your talents. Definitely progress is coming your way. Your public image or your public dealing is going to grow in this time period, and your enemies or foes are going to stay at bay, right? And since the lord of it, that is the Mercury, is strongly placing in your 11th house, in the house of multiplication, right? In the house of gains, along with Rahu and Sun. So any unconventional idea or any unconventional another thing, that in this time period, try keeping the company of people who are different, who are unconventional, who are out of the league, right? And you may feel underconfident about your ideas, about the things that they're going on in life, but make sure that you are always, pushing yourself, always posing as very clear in all the things. Since your Mercury is placing in the 11th house, that is the house of multiplication, right? So that also creates multiple ideas in the mind, right? So it becomes more important to stay balanced, to stay grounded, right? And then think on logical terms, right? And since the moon is placing with Ketu, so this is also removing the blockages related to relationship life, related to married life, right? And since this is your house of talents and house of progeny, so spend more time, if you have kids, spend more time with your kids, spend more time with the young energy in this time period, right? And learn something new in this time, because moon also denotes your learning, your education, right? So 5th house is also the house of higher education. So if you want to take up any kind of course or any kind of short learning in this time, that is going to be very, very beneficial for you, right? And I would also suggest you to focus on your heart chakra and feel that flow of unconditional love in this time period, right? So that thing is going to bring in more and more opportunities related to everything in life, right? To everything in life. And yes, you can simply do that remedy of burning camphor to burn your negative thoughts and open up the blockages related to your creativity or opportunities in your profession. So best of luck to my lovely sign of Gemini. Now next we are going to discuss about the sign of Cancer. So for the sign of Cancer, and remember here we are talking about the Vedic astrology signs, that is the moon sign and your rising sign, whichever resonates the best with you, right? So for the sign of Cancer, this is a time when this full moon is in your fourth house, house of family, the loved ones, right? Along with Ketu, you may feel a lot of moodiness with your family members. You may feel overly emotional that I want to, stay away from everything. But this is more of a time when you have to reconnect with your loved ones. Since Ketu is giving a very strong aspect, so it is a reminder that never forget your roots, never forget where you belong, right? So a big tree, no matter how much big it is, when it gets uprooted, right, without any roots, so it loses its life. It's a very same thing for us, right? So when we forget our roots or when we lose our roots, right, we become lifeless. And this is more of a time when you have to reconnect with your roots, when you have to become grounded in yourself and spend more time with your family members. And some of you have been planning to shift or to change your place, right? Or to make some changes in your interiors. So this is a very good opportunity when you can go for it. As far as the profession is concerned, so there is some very unconventional or different thought process or idea opportunity coming your way, and you have been into self-doubt, either to grab it or to leave it. So my take is, if it is different and it is giving you a better pay, go for it in this time period, right? Try something new. Don't get stuck, because Jupiter is definitely activating your house of luck in this time, right? So it can be a sea of opportunities, right? Just remember that stay connected to your roots, stay true to yourself, right? You do not have to stay true to anyone, and spend more time with your loved ones. Even if you have that self-doubt that I'll feel bad about it or they'll emotionally disturb me, no, set your doubts at bay. Even if they do it, ignore it, right? Spend more time with your loved ones, with your family members, and spend money on them, right? Reconnect with your mother in this time period. That will definitely give you emotional healing in this time, right? So best of luck to my lovely sign of Cancer. And next we are going to talk about the sign of Leo, right? For the sign of Leo, the warrior sign, the lord of this sign, Sun, is placing along in Mercury and Rahu, right? So even if it is exalted, it is placed with the malefic Rahu, right? So the Leo sign may experience bit of a fear in this time period, but yes, the opportunity of growth or things are coming your way, but you have to stay confident on them. You have to stay very confident. You have to pose faith in yourself that my life is growing, right? My life is going into the right direction. Because Leo is a fighter sign. They are the most honest kind of people. They're very friendly. They go out of the box. They go out of their way to help people, right? And when they take a stand, they totally take a stand on a thing, right? So for you people, this is a time when you have to repossess your confidence. So simply what you can do is that doing your prayers, right? Focusing on red lotus, right? During the meditation or manifestation, imagine a red lotus, right? And give a smile, keep a smile in your face, and receive your part of abundance through it, right? And I would say that why lotus? Because lotus is a flower which blooms in the midst of all the dirt, right? In the midst of all the all the negativity, and still blooming, all the way. And it's a symbol of peace, it's a symbol of prosperity, because Lord Vishnu resides on lotus, right? The god of preservation, the preserving one, right? So imagine it. And I would say that also offering water to the sun during the early morning hours from your head, you can offer the water to the sun, and the purpose of it is that the rays passing through the sun, through the water, are going to touch the body, and they are going to bring in more clarity, energy, and confidence in your life, right? So God bless you, my lovely Leo sign people. And as far as the ones working into the medical, pharma, real estate, you are going to grow in this time, right? And gains are coming. Yes, it might get delayed a bit unexpectedly, but they are still coming, right? So never, lose hope, or don't feel down with your things, right? This is the only thing that you can do in this time. This is the only, wrong thing that you can do in this time. So avoid it. Pose confidence in yourself in this time period, right? And go with the flow of life, not with the flow of negativity, self-doubt, or anxiety, right? Go with the flow of life, right? God bless you, my lovely Leo sign people. Now next we are going to talk about the sign of Virgo, the virgin energy. For the sign of Virgo, this is a time when you have to focus on, when you have to allow, all the changes to come in your life, right? And for the sign of Virgo, this moon is strongly influencing your house of speech, house of finances, house of values, right? So you have to uphold your value system in this time. And it is more of a time when you have to concentrate on both of your palms and receive your share of opportunities. For the earth sign of Virgo, since it's the second house, you become what you speak. So choose your words wisely with your loved ones in this time period. And Mercury, Sun, and Rahu are placing opposite in the 8th house, right? So technology related work, research related work, and even working in alliance with any kind of NGOs, any kind of help groups, or even the governments is going to profit you, right? And even those of you who are working as accountants, handling the finances of the others, right? You are going to have a good opportunity or a better job, well paying job coming in this time period. So grab it, right? Don't leave it. And speak positive words with the people around you, and even with yourself speak positive. And especially you have to take, because Jupiter is also in the seventh house, and you can become at times bit overly generous with people around you, and you have to avoid that at all cost in this time period. And especially it's again a good time to work as an advisor, counselor, and even to work in partnership with someone where you can learn a skill, where you can enhance a skill in this time period, right? So best of luck to my lovely sign of Virgo. Now next we are going to talk about the sign of Libra, the most influenced, the most moody sign in this full moon, because the full moon has come into the sign of Libra in the Nakshatra of Chitra, that is to create opportunities, balance in marriage, relationship, and mutual growth. For the Libra sign, this is a time to work upon yourself. This is a time when you have to focus more on emotional, mental clarity in your life. This is more of a time when you have to leave behind anything that is holding you back, right? And releasing all your self-doubts in this time period, right? And again, I'll say that this is a very general reading. It all depends on the planets in your birth chart, that how they are placing, and you have to compile this reading along with it, right? So it's a very general reading, right? But I'm quite sure that it will resonate with most of the people, right? So for the sign of Libra, this is a time when you have to focus more on opening up your heart. This is more of a time when you have to leave your moodiness behind. This is more of a time when you have to focus more on your creative imagination, right? Focusing more on developing your thought process. And also this is a time when you have to leave behind the memories of the past, right? Unwanted experiences of the past. And yes, seventh house has been very affected in this time. So you may experience a very harsh or a very rude kind of behavior from your partner or from the people around you. So my take is that it is just a viewpoint, don't take it personally, right? People are going through their own sufferings, struggles, and anxiousness. So there is no point giving weight or energy to all the kind of negativity. And since moon is placing in the first house, do a simple remedy of burning the camphor during the late night hours to bring in more clarity in you. And yes, also imagining your smiling face, right? Because moon is sitting in the Lagna, that is the rising house, right? Imagining a smiling face filled with energy, love, and water, right? Calmness, right? That will also activate your opportunities, clarity of mind, and your alignment in this time period. And as we have already spoken about this full moon in the Chitra Nakshatra and the sign of Libra in the starting, so all that general things are directly relating to you people, Libra moon and Libra rising sign, right? So best of luck to my lovely Libra sign people. Now next we are going to talk about the sign of Scorpio. For the sign of Scorpio, this is a time when you have to sit back and relax and enjoy your own company, because this full moon is in your 12th house with the sign of Ketu. it will initiate your spiritual process. This will initiate your search for purpose of life, right? And which will in turn go on the direction of bringing in more clarity in your spiritual life, right? And since moon coming into the 12th house, you may feel disconnected with people around you, or you may have this urge to travel or to move to places in this time period. And my take is that go for it, right? Travel more, enjoy your life in this time. And especially you can take a short break or go near a water body and relax yourself, or you can give a or you can simply go to a retreat and relax there in this time period. And again, since it is the 12th house, this can be a very good time for, I repeat it, this can be a very good time since the moon is activating to get work from foreign lands, from the different lands, and also along with it, the ones who are working into as secret keepers, or the ones working as counselors, or who listen to people, right? They are going to benefited in this time period. And remember, I'm talking about the sign of Scorpio. And for next 2-3 days, you may experience disturbance in your sleep, right? This full moon and tomorrow, that you may experience disturbance in your sleep. So it is important that during the night time that you do your prayers, or simply pray to Lord Shiva for more balance and alignment in this time period, right? And also focusing on your this Sahasrara, the crown chakra, for more mental clarity and activating your strong will and determination in this time period. So best of luck to my lovely sign of Scorpio, right? And next we are going to talk about the sign of Sagittarius. For the sign of Sagittarius, this is a time when this full moon is pushing you into the direction of clarity. When this full moon is pushing you onto the path of who is with you and who is not with you, right? It is more of a time to make connections, right? Because your 11th house, your house of gains, is activating in this time period, right? Your house of gains. And through the house of gains, this also relates to feminine energy or lady luck that is going to help you in your path of growth, since moon is placing along with Ketu in your house of friends. So make sure that you are not disturbing yourself, or you are not engaging in any kind of emotional arguments with the people around you. And since moon is placing strongly in this house of gains, so focus more on multiplying the things in your life. Focus more on multiplying the resources in your life. And even with the manifestation part, focus more on bringing in, simply focusing on a pink rose or a red rose, and feeling as if you are getting clear in your life, and you are getting abundant in your life, and you are receiving all the clarity in your life. And especially for the sign of Sagittarius, since the sign of Sagittarius, Lord Jupiter is placing in the 4th house. So definitely this is also a time when you are going to look for a new property or a house or a place to stay, or a grand place to stay, right? So start your initiation if you're looking out to buy a property or look for something better. So yes, that will create more and more abundance for you in this time period. So best of luck to my lovely fire sign of Sagittarius. Now next we are going to discuss about the sign of Capricorn. For the sign of Capricorn, this full moon is in your 10th house. Now this full moon is more about your profession. This full moon is more about your ideas at your workplace, and also that you do not have to allow any kind of arguments at your workplace, right? And you will definitely get new kind of opportunity in this time period. You may feel disturbed, you may feel with your energy that I am quite overloaded with my things, but this is a time of opportunity, and you will definitely have that enthusiasm to push yourself into your work, right? That I need to do something. Since Saturn is placing in the first house in its own sign and is going to shift into the sign of Aquarius in next few days, so this is going to be a good news for you, because you have been feeling very overloaded, very responsible, and some of you have experiencing a lot of tightness in your neck and your shoulder region, right? So you will be relieved of it in this time period, and don't exhibit your workaholic nature in this time. Rather focus more on planning the things in your life, right? It's more imperative to focus more on planning your things and create a sense of balance with your partner, because your 7th house, because this moon is ruling your 7th house, the sign of Cancer. So how will your profession shine if you are not keeping your partner happy, or if you are not staying with your partner happy, right? So it's also important to bring in balance in your relationship, right? Because moon is strongly ruling your 7th house, and it has come into the 7th sign of Libra, right? So balance into relationship is very important for you, right? So try maintaining a balance in your professional as well as your personal life, right? And yes, I know this thing that some of you will start to feel very agitated, disturbed, and angry staying at home, the way Rahu and Sun have come together, and that energy is going to increase. So no fights and arguments for next 2 weeks till the eclipse, right? So best of luck to my lovely sign of Capricorn. Now next we are going to talk about the sign of Aquarius. For the sign of Aquarius, this full moon is bringing in loads of opportunity for you. This full moon is all about activating your spiritual side. This full moon is all about to align yourself onto the path of learning, growth, and creating opportunities. Money flows when you are in the right direction, and this full moon will put you into the right direction, will keep you at the right time, at the right place to grab the right opportunity, right? Because in life, it is all about awareness, and it is all about timing, right? So your timing in this time period will be great, right? And even the traveling, even any kind of travel, short travels, long travels, are going to grow you as a person in this time period, and even they are going to help you to grow your finances in this time period. Simply offering milk on Shivling, to Lord Shiva, or you can simply do prayers to Lord Shiva in this time period. They are going to bring in more and more growth. And yes, burning camphor during the night time is definitely going to release all your negativity and is going to put you on the path of growth and abundance. And avoid, since Rahu, Sun and Mercury are placing in your third house, avoid all the negative kind of people around your place, right? And even your relatives, and focus more on planning your things, right? This combination is very good for planning the things in life, right? So you are going to plan your things, and the ones working as managers, as writers, or even into the field, anything related to sea and water related business, you are going to grow in this time. Even traveling through the waters, like in the merchant navy or business through the ports, dockyards, right? You are going to grow in this time period. So best of luck to my lovely Aquarius sign people. Now at last we are going to talk about a very wonderful sign, the sign of Pisces. And remember, here we are talking about the moon sign and the rising sign. For the sign of Pisces, this is a time when you have to focus more on gaining knowledge, when you have to activate more of your conscious energy, right? When you have to focus more on accepting the changes that are coming in your life. Happiness, sorrow, they all are part of life, right? And you have to take life as it comes. And this is going to be quite a transformatory time for you, right? When it comes to experiencing the changes, and you may feel bit emotionally low in this time. And because the moon is in the 8th house, so your fears and phobias may resurface in this time period. But again, very good for your learning, very good for your research work, very good to put you into your on the path of your professional progress, right? Rather than anything else, since Jupiter has strongly entered your first house. So it is more about spirituality, it is more about looking at the long-term goals, right? Staying unaffected from the what small things are going on in life, and focusing on larger than life goals. And even with your friends and the circle around, you are going to focus on real time friendships, not the fake ones, not the unwanted ones, but you are going to grow the real time friendship in your life in this time period. And do not be rough with your words, right? You may have this urge to insult people around you, or to shower your anger, agitation on people around you. Avoid it at all cost. Even if you feel that they're not up to your mark, or they're fools, avoid their company. But don't get into any kind of argument in this time period, right? That will create a trouble. And you are already abundant in this time, right? So make sure that you are keeping your head right, you are keeping your temperament right. And this is a journey that will grow you as a human being, that will elevate you as a human being, and even with your profession and your finances, right? So this was my analysis about this full moon coming into the sign of Libra and the nakshatra of Chitra, right? So this full moon is all about energy to create, is all about to bring in balance in your life, is all about balancing your relationship, and is all about focusing on mutual growth with everyone around you. And for each one of the signs, I have already told you the remedies and how you can do the things, right? And so I hope that you enjoyed the reading with me. So now I'm going to sign off. This has been a very long reading today, right? I know this thing. So God bless you. Take care. Have a very lovely weekend. Enjoy yourself and share this video with anyone you love, with everyone you love, right? So take care, my lovely audience. God bless you. Have a very lovely weekend and have a very, very happy life. Enjoy yourself. Take care. Bye bye.